Okay, starting in my crock pot, a slow cooker. I put in a whole container of mixed salad greens, dark greens. Added in a handful of frozen carrots and frozen celery from the freezer. And I also have several of these containers of the juice, the dipping juice that you get when you order a beef sub or sandwich from Jason's. And I never use it, but I save it because it makes good broth. So I gotta run this underwater to loosen it up. But I also have a little bit of miscellaneous broth. Looks like turkey there. Don't laugh at me. It's in my coffee maker canister, but carafe. It's in my coffee carafe. I have a bunch of these. I soaked those in here. They were down here at this bottom. And then I rinsed them out. And then I soaked them again. Then I rinsed them out. And last night I soaked them again. So now they've swollen up to here. They actually were over. Some's already in here. So I rinsed them again. And I'm going to be adding them, if I can do it without making too much of a mess. Adding them to my slow cooker. Add in the 3 more containers of beef broth. And then I'll top it off with water. Have it set on high. And this is going to be cooking at least 24 hours. And these beans will be a starter for, I can make chili with some of them. I can make burrito filling, taco filling, all this other stuff. So this is prepping for multi-use purposes. Here we go, let's start. Okay, our beans have been cooking on high for about 5 hours, almost 6. So we're turning them down to low. Checking on the water level. And I added a couple of my dehydrated okra pieces to help thicken. Just stirring it all up, giving it a good stir. It's going to be cooking at least another 20 hours or so. And again, I'll be piecing the beans out for making different types of meals with, and the veggies too. So these are good to go for the long haul, all evening and all overnight. Okay, and I'll check again on the on the water levels because I don't want it to get dry. And also I didn't add any seasoning at all because the broths that I added have plenty of seasoning. And then each dish that I make, separate dish out of the beans mixture, will have different types of seasoning. So this is a starter prep. Good to go. Let it keep cooking. Okay, here we have a crock pot full of greens and beans and some veggies. Has been cooking 24 hours now. So I'm going to do is scoop some of the beans out. My immersion blender, I am going to blend up, puree all the greens and other vegetables that's in here. Of course, I'm going to do that two-handed because got to be careful because it's hot. Pureed up, so most of the big chunks, missed one, but most of the big chunks of vegetables are dissolved into a nice broth. It's still on low. I'm going to add some of the Mrs. Miller's old-fashioned egg noodles, and I like this brand because it's the only brand I can find that it's just flour and eggs and a little water. No additional crap added to it. So it's worth spending the little extra money for. I'm going to shake it. Yeah, these are better. That was a two-handed job. So I'm going to stir these noodles in here. And turn it on low. Well, actually, I'm going to turn it off, not even on low, because the heat is going to be in there for a while. And that will cook those noodles. And I have beans set aside to make burritos with later in the week. Okay, the crock pot looks done. I unplugged it, turned it off, and And what I'm going to do is scoop out. If I can do it one-handed without making a mess. Scoop me out some soup. Especially with the noodles. Oh. See, I made a mess. Darn it. Whoa, no messes allowed. It's hard to do this. Trying to keep the camera somewhere visible. Okay, one more. There we go. I made a mess, but that's okay. This will be a nice hefty lunch for me in a second. Actually be a nice healthy game day meal. We are good to go. And tons to store.